Hello everybody and welcome back to the Poke Historian. I'm your host Matt X. If you've been watching my videos, you know we just looked at the entire White Flare Pokemon card set in my last video, and now we're going to look at Black Bolt, the sibling set. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what we got, huh? First up, we got old Snivy here, hanging out in the woods. I like Snivy. That's probably one of my favorite starter Pokemon of all time. We got Servine here. It's kind of standing around, but looking pretty happy. Out in the forest. Serperior EX. Pretty standard 3D artwork. Pansage. Simisage. Relaxing out in the forest with its food around it. Got Petalil. Hanging out by some nice flowers. Got Lilligant, the non-Hisuian version. Maractus here. Ooh, this is nice. Look at all the colors on this one. Mingo is the artist. Never was a big fan of this Pokemon, but I kind of like this artwork, I'm not going to lie. Got old Carablast here, with the Shelmet hanging out in the background. Fungus. Amoonguss. Not one of my favorites. Victini. Giving us the old V for victory. Darumaka, that's one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 5. Looks like it's been walking for a little while, based on the footprints. Artist is SVLT. Huh. Darmanitan. I like this Pokemon too. Artwork's kind of basic though. Got Larvesta here. Hanging out on the cracked ground. Looks very hot out. In fact, everything around it kind of looks dead. What's with the feathers though? Maybe it was looking up at a Volcarona or something. This one's kind of pretty though. Volcarona actually has a couple okay artworks. Look at this Panpour. Makura Tammy is the artist. Lots of beautiful flowers. And Panpour itself is looking very, very happy. We got Simipour. Hanging out by the pond. Tympole here. The Tadpole Pokemon. Kind of a Poliwag wannabe, but hey, whatever. Gen 5 was kind of a reboot of Gen 1, so it works. Palpitoad. Looking very cheerful. We got Seismitoad. I always put this guy on my team whenever I do a Pokemon Black replay. Pretty useful having that ground and water dual type. Tortuga here. I like this Pokemon too. Going for a nice swim. Caracosta. Looking pretty strong here in this rendition. Got Alomomola. I always thought like this should have been like the evolution of Luvdisc. Am I the only person that ever thought that? Like they look so similar to me. We got Cubchoo here. Always got itself a cold. Very stylized background. Got Bear Arctic. Looking grumpy as ever. Uyama. Huh. So Uyama did both of these. Interesting. Cryogonal. Umamoto. Is that the same Umamoto that was doing like a lot of like the really cool cards from like Skyridge and Aquapolis? I wonder. Don't have time to look now though. We gotta keep going. Kyurem EX. Emolga. Again, grabbing the berries and the fruits. Seeing that all throughout these cards, whether it's White Bolt or Black Flare. Dynamo here. Can't tell if it's supposed to be underwater or what. It looks like it might be, based on like the different coloration on its lower body. Electric. Oh, Electric. Then we got Electros or Electros. I never realized that's what their names were. I never saw the eel in there before until now. Well, I guess like I saw it, but I just never like really processed that you were supposed to pronounce this eel. But I mean, obviously it makes perfect sense. Okay, artwork. Here's old Thundurus. I think I do like Thundurus the best out of those like genie Pokemon guys. I like the colors on him. Zekrom EX. Got Munna. Underrated Pokemon. Got Musharna. Always sleeping, always off in dreamland. Life is but a dream, huh? Solosis. The Cell Pokemon. I got Duosion. And then finally, we got Reuniclus. Definitely one of the more interesting Pokemon designs, I'd say. Nothing else quite like it. We got Elgyem here in the desert. This Pokemon's got a nice design to it too. It's like very alien looking, but it's also very simple, so I can appreciate that. I got Behem. Not much going on here. So far, I think I'm liking the artwork from White Flare better just a little bit. Golett. Golurk. Definitely one of my favorite ghost Pokemon, but not much going on in this artwork. Meloetta. Old Drillbur. Poking out at us. Looking very excited. Excadrill. Timburr. Our little Machop wannabe. Gurdurr. Is that supposed to be like girder, I guess? Like these things? Like these steel girders? I'm guessing that's where the name comes from. I never really thought about it until just now, though. Maybe I should do more thinking. We got Conkeldurr. I'm assuming for like the concrete. Got Throw. Got Dwebble. Just hanging out in the sand. Crustle. These guys remind me of Paris and Parasect a lot. Landorus. I think he's my least favorite of the three. I think it goes from least favorite to favorite be Landorus, Tornadus, and then Thundurus being my favorite. And then the new one, what's it called? Amorous or something like that. I think I put Amorous like right after Landorus. So I like that one just a little bit more than Landorus, but not as much as Tornadus. Venipede, pretty basic artwork. Whirlipede here, hanging out in this tree. Scolipede here, marching around the forest. Yeah, a lot of these artworks are not doing it for me from this set. Sandile. This one's okay, though. Very hand-drawn aesthetic, always like that. Krokorok. Looking a little sassy there. Crocodile. I like it. Not bad. Very stylized. Escavalier. Old Clink. Our Magnemite wannabe. Clink, Clang. Hanging out on top of this factory. Or it could be a house, I guess. And then Kling Clang. Always a very strange Pokemon, this one. Pawniard. Hanging out by the water. Bisharp. Cobalion. Out in the snow. Genesect GX. Axew. My favorite Axew card is the one where he's like sitting at the table like ordering all that food. If you haven't seen that card, you should check it out. It's pretty funny. Just get the Dex app and you can go on there and search. Find it. Fracture. Yeah, a lot of these cards from this set are just like not looking all that inspired. I don't know why. Haxorus. Like they were made around the same time as White Flare. I guess it's just luck of the draw. Pidove. Tranquil. Unpheasant. Audino. This one's kind of nice. I kind of like Audino. It just seems like a, I don't know, a very peaceful Pokemon to hang out with. And I like peaceful things. Oh, here's a nice Mincino. I like this one. Ayoko Ozaki. What's Cincino doing? Hanging out in the flower fields. Also a lot of cards from these sets where the Pokemon are just like hanging out in the flower fields. Rufflet. This one's different. Kedamahada Tai Yorakai. That's a long name there. Braviary. Same artist. Here we got Air Balloon. That is a very it's a very basic looking card. Another fossil, antique cover fossil. It's kind of nice. We looked at another fossil under White Flare, that's why I'm saying another fossil. Energy coin. Fennel. I remember this chick vaguely. She had like the dream lab or whatever it was. Ends plan. Looking very serious there, End. Pokegear 3.0. Looks like an old like Pokemon card out of like base set or something there. Because it's just like such rudimentary 3D artwork. Professor's Research featuring Professor Juniper. Prism Energy. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. This is the point in the video where we're really going to be able to tell what's better, Black Bolt or White Flare. I will say I like this Snivy card a lot though. Very nice. Servine here. Also like this one a good bit. Love all the vegetation. Love it. Got Pansage. This one's cute too. Little monkeys running through the jungle. What's not to love about that? And look, you got another one down here. Again, eating fruits. Oh, there's 4 of them. There's one over here too, hanging on the vines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Pansages. We got Simisage hanging out in some park. Petalil. Lilligant. It's pretty nice. Wouldn't mind pulling that. Got Maractus here. I actually like the regular version of Maractus better than this one. We got Carablast here. This has got to be Kamiya. Of course it is. Looks like it's hanging out like in a boatyard. I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's getting ready to blow something up. Fungus. Out in the forest. We got Amoonguss here. Popping out of the bushes or something. Look at this Darumaka sleeping. I like that. I'm a sucker for sleeping Pokemon cards. Well, look at this Darmanitan. This is nice. And it's got the Darumaka in the background. And again, lots of fruits everywhere. Or berries, or whatever the heck you want to call these. I want to get that card, though. And we got Larvesta. This is pretty. All the nice reds and oranges there. Volcarona. Kind of majestic. Panpour. Oh, I like this one too. This is nice. I like these elemental monkeys. I don't care what anybody says. And look. More fruit. That one's passed the heck out too. He's like, dude, you ate way too much, bro. A Simipour. I don't really care for this evolution that much though, but it's not a terrible card, I guess. Timpole, another sleeping Pokemon. Look at those eyebrows. Reminds me of those girls that like paint on their eyebrows. I hate it when they do that. Palpitoad. Grabbing some rain or something with its tongue. And here's the card everybody's going crazy about right now, this Seismitoad. And of course, it's because Conda did the artwork, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's like $150 at the time of filming of this video. We'll see if that lasts. I mean, I feel like this card is popular not because it's actually that great, but because it just happens to be the same artist that did the Magikarp and did the Giratina. I feel like if people didn't realize it was the same artist, this card wouldn't be nearly as popular. Like, I feel like there's more people speculating on this card than actually want it. Like, it's not bad, but I don't think it's... What do I know? But I feel like it's not like $150 worth a good card. We'll see what happens. But look at this Tortuga. That's pretty. Swimming through the Atlantean ruins. It's another thing we've seen throughout some of these cards. Caracosta. Not much going on there. Alomomola. Old Cubchoo. Look at that black outline. Definitely stands out. Beartic. Kind of reminds me of those polar bears that you see like in the videos and stuff like that are from like the North Pole, and they're up there on the rocks like looking to hunt some seals and stuff and jump in the water and go get them. Cryogonal. Not a big fan of this Pokemon, but I kind of like this artwork just because of how detailed it is. Wouldn't mind picking that one up. Here's a nice little Molga. Climbing down from the tree. Got Tynamo here. Oratsuka. Do not know them. Electric. Electros. Baba artwork, full art. That's kind of neat. Definitely reminds me of like the old Skyridge days a little bit. We got Muna here, flying through the sky. I wonder if it put these two Pidovs to sleep. Looks like it did. Looks like it's like sprinkling something on them, sort of, maybe. It's kind of a unique artwork. I like that one. Nice Musharna. Colossus. Ugsman. Duosion. That long name again we saw earlier. Ooh, I like this Elegium. That's nice. Very nice. Look at that sky. I'd like to see a sky like that in real life. Behem. Hanging out in this industrial area. Golett. Golurk. Man, they really dropped the ball with this one. My favorite Golurk card is the one from Evolving Skies. I only opened 2 Evolving Skies booster boxes, and this was the illustration, or not the illustration rare, I should say. The, what do you even call it now? The alternate art that I pulled out of the box was the Golurk. I like that one better than this card, though. That card's still really cheap, by the way, if you want to check out a really cool card. Oh, here's Jolbur. Not bad. Timber. Yelling at a construction worker or something. Plane flying by. Look at that crane up there on top of that building. How did they even get that up there? They must have constructed that up there. Gurdur. That one's got some nice detail going on. Gunjima. I know that name. We got Conkeldurr. Very stylized. Like, don't care for the Pokemon, but I can respect how stylized this card is. For some reason, I'm getting just like vague Super Mario Odyssey vibes from it. It's probably just because it's the big city. Throw. Training out in the woods. We got this nice Dwebble. That's cute. Looking at itself in the bottle. Sailboat in the background. Shovel and pail. Or I guess that's really more of a rake. Another Crustle with Dwebble hanging on top of it. Landorus. Venipede. Walking towards the camera. Whirlipede's racing out there in the woods. I mean, for a Pokemon that's just like a ball like that, I mean, not a whole lot you can do with it. So hats off to them to come up with an artwork that actually has it doing something remotely cool. Scolipede here. I don't know, sometimes like this Pokemon kind of creeps me out a little bit. It's too creepy crawly for me. Sandile here. Krokorok. This is another good Pokemon if you play through Pokemon Black and White to get the whole Sandile line. Ooh, Crocodile. Giving me like desert vibes, like desert highway vibes. That's neat. Reminds me of going to visit the Grand Canyon and like being on the tour bus and going down roads like this. Maybe I could have seen a crocodile out there. Who knows? Escavalier. Look at that big old moon. Nice and red. Got Clink. Admiring the... Maybe that's like a children's toy or something. Clang. Oh, you know what's probably going on here? It's probably looking at this and being like, oh, this is what I want to be someday. Yeah, that's probably what this is meant to encapsulate, is that moment. It's like looking at this like, huh, we could be like that. Anyways, moving back to this one. Some sort of abandoned factory. Kling Clang, Mori artwork. Knew that one without even looking at it. Got Poniard here. Raising its sharp arm to the sky. Bisharp. Dueling with one another with all the Poniards looking on. Cobalion. Kind of reminds me of the Suicune from Crown Zenith. A little bit. With the Aurora Borealis up there. Axew. Fraxure. I wonder if that's supposed to be like the Haxorus paw print, and that's what it's looking at, being like, huh, one day I'm going to have paw prints like that. We'll see with the next card. Yep, I'm sure that's what that's supposed to be. What's this card like supposed to represent here? Is this supposed to be like an abandoned mine? And Haxorus is hanging out in there? Strange. Very stylized Pidove. Moriyu. Not my cup of tea, but I could see why someone might like that card. Tranquils. Can't tell if they're like happy. I guess they're happy. I almost thought they were fighting for a minute, but they look Maybe they're doing like a little dance together or something, like a mating dance. Who knows? Maybe that's exactly what they're doing, because now we're seeing the two unpheasants, the male and the female, hanging out. So like maybe this is supposed to be like the courting phase, and this is them like living their life together. Cool. Here we got some Yarn Yoshi artwork going on here with Audino. I like that. I'd like to get that card. Look at this nice Mencino. Nice fall day out, hanging out on the bench. Gonna feed the ducklets. Cincino. Looking very fabulous there up on that windowsill. Ooh, I like this Tanaka rufflet. And again, with all these different fruits. Braviary. Zite. Superior EX. Kyurem. I'm just going to blow through these. I'm never a big fan of these. Meloetta. Excadrill. Genesect. Fennel. In's Plan. Alright, here we go. Superior EX. Kind of basic, but not horrible. Kyurem EX. Reminds me of that first moment you encounter Kyurem in the actual games. Like in that ice cave place. Pretty cool. Got Zekrom. I like this a lot better than the Reshiram. I'm still not like crazy about the pose, but like definitely like it better than the Reshiram. We got Meloetta. I'm not crazy about this Pokemon, but I will admit this is a nice artwork for it. It's funny because not long ago I did a video where we looked at every single Meloetta card. And now we got these new ones to add to the list. So if you want to see more Meloetta, go find that video. Should be on the same playlist as this video. Excadrill, Arita. Not bad. Genesect here. Climbing out of the robotics lab. In's Plan. Looking like a brooding anime character here. Victini. So is this the same Victini we looked at from the other set? From White Flare? Or are they different Victinis? I gotta check that out. And here's the Zekrom. Okay, so this is the one. Go back. So this is Black Bolt. And this is White Flare. Are they the same card? Like what's the point of that? So can you pull that card in either set? I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what that's all about. Anyways, that was Black Bolt. So comparing that to White Flare, which set do I like better? I will say that for regular arts, I thought White Flare had the upper hand. And for illustration arts, overall, I think I'm going to give it to Black Bolt. It just had more ones I like. Like this one. I like the Drillbur alright. Gurdur's kind of cool. Mulga, Cryogonal. Love the Panpour. Seismitoad's okay. Tortuga. But they both have like really good illustration and special illustration. I just think this one's just maybe slightly better. It's really close. They did a good job like divvying those out so like each set had good ones. Man, I'm so close on it though. And the Darumaka and the Darmanitan, I like those. Let's look at it one more time just to make sure. Lillipup though, that's a nice one. Yeah, I think Black Bolt just edges it out just a little bit. It's so close though. It's so close. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Black Bolt overall as the better set. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you watched both videos and enjoyed. And we'll see what I put out next. Have a great day.